Welcome to step 6 in our 7 steps to heal our relationship with nature. There's quite a lot in today's step. We're talking about compassion, reparation and humility. I've prepared a video about the compassion and gratitude practice that I do on a daily basis, so one that you can follow along. There's also an audio version which is quite lengthy. But you can condense it to take each element in sort of groups if you find that easier. I like to really connect with each element that I'm talking about. So the practice is quite long, and it gives you an idea just going through it sort of longhand, at least the first time. But why are these elements important? It's really about appreciating and setting our relationship on a slightly different footing. So it's actually taking the time. So this is why a sort of daily practice is important, is that we're actually making a regular time for our relationship with nature. And it tends for me to lead into then a sort of more deeper nature connection practice. So at the end of doing my gratitude practice, I would normally go on to just do a little bit of nature connection, but it depends on how much time we have. But actually, even if I don't have time in the morning to do more than that, that gratitude and compassion practice is the minimum that I would do. And then the practice talks about healing our relationships. It talks about healing any harms we've done. So it's just about inviting the possibility that there might be things that we can do. And in taking this course, you're very much doing that. And it's then about whether there are any further actions, even if it's just about stopping doing some things. Actually in the garden, these are green alkanet, which are widely regarded as a weed, and they are pretty prolific. But they're here because I've stopped mowing and weeding to the same extent as I had been before. And the reason for this is because I noticed that the bees have these as a source of food from very early in the year right the way through. That they are a very useful food source, and so by stopping, I've allowed nature to come in, and that feels really important. Just allowing that space for nature, that seems a really important part of healing our relationship, that we're not kind of keeping nature out or being controlling. And this really ties in with the humility part. That it's maybe nature actually knows better than we do what needs to be here and what's needed in this place at this time. And the humility is really, there's a lot to it. So it's partly about the fact that we have an attitude of us being the most intelligent and knowing everything. There's an entitlement that we can go anywhere, anytime, take whatever we want, and the situation we're in with the ecological and climate crisis really saying that's actually not true. In order for even our own survival, we just can't do that. So it's about resetting it. And one way we can do this is to view all life as sacred, not to see that some forms of life are more valuable or more important than others, because actually we've come to learn that we're all very much dependent on one another, and a change in one place can really affect others. in quite a serious way. So a simple humility practice is literally looking at any kind of form of life and seeing if you can get in touch with this sense of this form of life as a sacred form of life, whatever that means to you within your sort of worldview. Whether it's just simply seeing it as precious and treasured, or whether it's going beyond into a more sort of spiritual concept. That's absolutely fine. Whatever really resonates for you. So I'll leave it there for step 6. There'll be plenty on the website in today's writing. I really hope you enjoy doing the gratitude and compassion practice too.